So it's fun.
Yeah.
When
And
you go to
unexpected,
London.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Totally unexpected.
Which is, I'm
We
sure
thought it would
makes-
do okay, but we
Yeah.
didn't know that it would like explode.
It's really great.
Yeah.
It's yeah. Oh,
All set, guys?
I think so.
Okay.
Do you need just water? You mind if I get some water? Thank you. Okay, and then we'll be good to go. Thank you. Thanks,
Oh my
Kristen.
gosh, look at yours.
Pardon? Look at my what?
Your water. You put my Stanley to shame.
Is that real?
My water? Do you want water?
No. Do you drink that whole
Do you
thing
carry
in a
that
day?
around?
Well, yeah. It's got, well, because I don't drink enough water, so this tells me that I'm doing okay throughout the day. Like it's got markers on it.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm
kinda
messing with you.
I was like, she has like that.
You guys are being very polite, though. I appreciate that. You're holding back a little bit.
I was about to
Did
go
you not?
off.
Like, look at,
I was just
can
like,
you
oh
see?
gosh, it has
No,
the
I was-
inspirational quotes.
Yeah, 8 a.m. Ready, set, drink. By 6 p.m., just a few more sips.
I've had it.
Could you imagine if I walked around like what?
Yeah, I
No.
can because
I've
I
seen
travel
it.
with her and she does it.
But do you do the quotes like this one?
No,
She
I do
owns
not
one.
do the
She
quote.
owns one.
I do own one, but I've never taken it out of the house. When I did it on Amazon, I didn't have my glasses on, so I
Right.
didn't know that there were inspirational quotes on the side. And I was like, I can't take
How do
this
we feel
home.
about quotes? Because I work with Kelsey, who is our meteorologist,
Uh-huh.
and if you look at the walls of her home, it's all inspo, like quotes. They're like believe or dreams.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to issue a red flag warning on Kelsey.
It's also one of those things. Like I haven't been to her house, but I don't want to. I don't want to work when I'm there. Like I don't want to have to read. I read a teleprompter. I don't want to have to sit there and like read the wall
Right.
when I'm there. It just seems like
Yeah.
she's trying to make work for me or her children.
So she has a lot of word art.
That's all she has. Like they're on pillows. It's on the wall.
I've
I
seen
think
it.
even maybe the front door, but seasonally.
What about her Instagram feed? Inspirational
A lot of
quotes.
quotes going on.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'll give you her handle later.
I read that.
Back to you two. First of all, such a joy to meet both of you. This is so exciting. You're in Toronto, sold out show. Let's take it back to how this all got started. How did I mean, it's been what, a year, and you guys have blown up with this podcast.
Yeah.
How did it all start?
Actually, my daughter and her oldest son have been friends since they were little, and they make fun of us for talking on the phone all the time. And we, of course, always have had it because she's said it since I've known her. And they were like, "You all should just do a podcast because you're on the phone all the time. You guys are kind of funny." And so that's how it started. We would have never thought of it. I certainly wouldn't have.
And so this is what you would do on a normal basis anyway.
Yes.
And now everybody gets to hear it.
Right.
How fun is that? So do you ever have weeks, because I've had it, there's a lot of content that you have to produce.
Right.
Are there any weeks that you worry that you haven't had it with things, or there's always something to talk about?
I think being, I've had it is ubiquitous multiple times a day. There's no way that you can be a human being and navigate this planet with other human beings and not get irritated. At least I'm not capable of that.
I'm certainly not capable of that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I went in the airport. I had 3 I had it's before I even boarded.
Today.
Today.
Tell me about them.
Well, one was a guy that they kept yelling, "Empty your pockets, empty your pockets, empty your pockets." He gets up to the scanner that you walk through, and they're like, "Sir, have you emptied your pockets?" He's like, "Oh, this," and he pulls out a wallet, his cell phone, his keys, mints. I mean, there were 5 things. I can't remember what the 4th was. I'd have to, or the 5th. I'd have to look at my phone. But I was just like, dude,
Empty
your pockets.
And TSA screams at you. I mean, they're
very
screaming at you. They're
intense.
hysterical. Empty your pockets. Get rid of your water bottle. And then every single time you go, there's somebody who I'm like, I think we need you know how Uber, when you ride in an Uber, the driver rates you?
Oh, yeah.
I think airports need to adopt a system where they rate us as passengers. And if you're good through TSA and you're good on an airplane, then you get preferential treatment, fast lines, good seats. If you have like a 3-star rating,
Back of the bus.
I like that, because then we'd be able to get into business class, perhaps. Maybe that's what that section's reserved for. Maybe just like another section.
Yeah.
You mentioned Uber. Can I tell you what I've had it with?
Yes.
So Uber Eats.
Uh-huh.
When I'm hungry, I want the food now, right? Like that's the whole concept. Like you order it and then it comes. So I get really excited when I've ordered some food and then it's like, hey, it's being picked up. Has this ever happened to you? And then you look at your app and there's a bicycle. There's a bicycle picking up my food to bring it to me. Has this happened to you?
No.
I don't want I want the car.
I want the car.
I want the car.
Right.
And anytime there's a bicycle, and this happens to me a lot here in the city, and I want to opt out of the bicycle, but there's no option to say I don't want the guy on the bike. I want the fast guy in the cars because I'm really hungry right now.
You're like, I want a rocket ship.
Well, who doesn't? When
Right.
the whole concept of ordering food is that so it comes quickly.
Right.
Right.
It's not like I'm planning ahead 2 hours. I'm like, I'm going to be hungry for this in
Right.
2 hours. I want the food. I want it now, and I don't want the guy on the bike.
Yeah, no, that's
And then it's
awful.
cold.
Then it's cold and you have to heat it up and it's just not as good.
No.
I've had Ubers where they pick up my food and then they deliver other people's food on the way to deliver my food.
I don't like that either.
I don't like that either.
No.
I don't want to share those services.
That's right.
It's a very selfish act, you know. When you're ordering takeout food, you've already decided I'm not cooking.
right.
I'm not leaving the house.
right.
This is me time.
That's right.
And then they're picking up 5 other meals, and they were dropping off a meal at your neighbor's house, and you're watching them. You know, you can track them. And I'm like, I was trying to have a very selfish night. I didn't want to share this service with other people because I've had it with sharing.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Right.
I've had it with sharing.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever Uber shared in the vehicle before.
I never have.
Have you ever done that?
No.
When you
Yeah.
get into a car with other people? You
Oh,
have?
no, I haven't. I thought you meant share. Look, sorry.
I've shared food before with my Uber Eats. Anyway, that's what I've had it with. Any other I've had it standouts for you today?
Oh my gosh, we have so many. I'll tell you one thing that I've had it with Pumps for doing. So we all have a shared iCal for the podcast, like our producer, our podcasting network, myself, and her. And so the idea of a shared calendar is so that everybody can see, today we're going to be in Toronto meeting with you, and everybody can see it. So Pumps is her nickname. I call her Pumps. So Pumps gets on the shared calendar, and she's a divorce attorney, and so she'll schedule court cases and doctor's appointments on the calendar, which is fine. We know she's not available. But she sends an invitation to everybody in the calendar. Like, we're invited to like her gynecologist checkups. Like, you know, Angie has a gynecologist appointment. Would you like to accept or decline? So she creates all this digital debris.
Digital debris.
Yeah.
Have you ever accepted an appointment?
No, but I think I'm going to start. I think I
start.
want to go watch her in action in divorce court.
I didn't know I was doing that. I thought I was doing such a great job. But
Digital debris
I
field.
was inviting everybody.
It's
I
a
didn't know
debris
that.
field. Yeah.
I
That's
thought I
what
was letting you
happens.
know.
Yeah, I had with Instagram. I didn't know there was that whole section up until last year, and I've had Instagram for a while. I didn't know there was a whole section where people could talk to you directly.
I wish we didn't have that.
Like, you should have seen the moment on my face last year. I was at our cottage outside of the city, and I looked at my husband. And I was like, there were messages from 6 years ago. This is a whole life that exists. I had no idea, and I was debating on the Monday whether I tell people or not.
Right.
I did, because I was like, guys, there's this section of Instagram, and they looked at me like, I've had it with you. Can we play a game?
Yeah,
Sure.
let's do it.
Can we play Had It or Hit It?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Had it or hit it. Paper straws.
I have had it with paper straws. It's like soft serve. They go flaccid right there in your mouth. It's the worst. Hate.
Always terrible.
Had it.
Yeah.
I've had it, and I feel like it's like everybody wants to barrel down on us, like people that aren't like drilling for oil and mining fields, like wrecking the environment. It's like, you have to use a paper straw. And I'm like, what about British Petroleum? Can y'all like beat up on them? Like,
Right.
why can't we just have a normal straw? Like, I believe in climate change. I know, but my straw situation is not going to, make a difference here.
You know that sand timer that people use for playing games and stuff?
Yeah.
It feels like that with the straw. Like you have
Yes.
you have a finite time to drink that drink, or
It goes bad.
it goes bad.
It just goes
out.
bad.
Had it or hit it. Close talkers.
Had it. I don't like a personal space invader at all.
I've had it. And then sometimes you get a close talker plus chronic halitosis.
That's the worst.
And it's awful. Yeah.
the
And you
double
can't get
down.
away.
No, and don't you think, like, with all the pandemic lockdown and stuff, you thought that would sort of wipe that out and people would get it?
I feel like they've come back stronger.
I do too.
I
They
found
have
myself
too.
like taking steps back and they're still going, and then I'm like pressed up against the wall and I'm
Yeah.
like, where am I going to go now?
There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. Okay, had it or hit it. Celebrities who say "I love you" to crowds and fans.
I haven't ever thought about that. I'm going to say,
Pumps is a huge celebrity, and when
Shut
we come out on stage, she's constantly like, I love
do not
you.
do that. I
I
do
love
not
you
do that.
guys. So I'm going to hit it for you.
don't hit it for me. I kind of hit it because I just think it's kind of sweet. But I'm just an old softie at heart.
Had it or hit it with the word hun.
So
Had it.
in Oklahoma, that's like that's where we're from. And so I'd be like, thanks, hun. And so, I mean, I kind of hit it because it's like the gal at the grocery store, you know, and she's smacking on her gum and she's scanning your item. She's like, thanks, hun, have a good one. And in that regard, I like it. But if it's like some greasy guy, hey, hun, had it.
Had it.
Fair. Had it or hit it with X, formerly known as Twitter.
Had it. Had it. Talk about ruining something that was really great.
I don't like the changing of names of stuff.
Right.
You know, like HBO recently did this. It was HBO, and then HBO Max, and then it's Max.
Right.
And then it's Twitter, and then he changed the name to X. I'm like, what do you call a tweet? What's the verb for X? I X'd you?
That's right.
And it's too much. I mean, we use the platform because to promote the show, but I've had it with X. I don't like the rebrand of it, and I've had it with the owner of that company in general.
Had it or hit it with slow walkers.
Had it with slow walkers. We're both fast walkers. We like to pass people. No, sidewalk hogs had it. Slow walkers had it.
Last one. Had it or hit it with tipping everywhere.
I've had it. I've had it because you don't know where you're supposed to tip and not because everybody asks for a tip.
Do y'all have that up here?
Yeah, and what we have is now, I don't know if you've noticed this, but when you go to pay for something, it's not like 10, 15, 20% anymore.
Yes.
It's like 20, 25, or 30%.
Yes.
That's the stuff that I find challenging. Or like certain places where you don't expect to be tipping, and
That's
then
what
all
I
of a sudden the
hate.
tip jar is there, or there's the shaming. Then
Get
I don't know if I
this.
do it to myself, but
I ordered something like it was a melatonin-induced TikTok purchase. Okay, so I'm going to start that from the onset, right? But I got baited into something, and I order it on my phone, and then they're like, "Would you like to tip the person that's packaging your box?"
That's right.
And I'm like, "Are you serious right now that we're tipping for this? How about pay your employees?"
Right. That's the key.
Right.
That
Yes.
is the key.
Yes.
I want to ask you, you two do this, your weekly podcast together. You spend a lot of time together. You've been friends for such a long time. Do you ever had it with each other?
Not had it with each other, but we'll just be like, we're tired of talking.
Minor irritations.
Minor irritations.
But we get along incredibly well.
Yeah.
And like when we travel for the tour, we share a room because if we were separated, we'd end up being together anyway.
Right.
But we have this friendship where we can sit in silence for hours on end, or we can completely yak the entire time. So it's great.
It's the best.
It is so
To do
nice
this
to be.
with your best friend.
It
Yes.
really is. It is a treat.
Yeah, it is a treat. I'm thirsty. Cheers, guys.
Thank
Thanks so much for chatting. It's
Yes.
been really fun. What you don't know is that when she gave me this, it doesn't work properly. So like it gives you a little shot and then it goes away and then it hits you again really hard.
You were so deadpan in
You
your
worked
delivery
so
of that.
good at
It was very good.
I know you guys were trying to read me. Like I could tell with your eyes. You're like, I don't know this girl, and I
Right.
don't know if she's.
I knew she would know that we were like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
but it's like, what do you
Oh, this
say
is
when you're on
Kristen's idea. It was a
TV?
good- Yeah.
That was good. And
That
you
was
were
good
very
stuff.
deadpan in your
You
delivery.
carried it off well.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did.
Thank you both.
No, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.